Good evening, everybody. How are you all? Are you all hot and bothered? I presume you are. It is boiling. I don't know if you've had one yet, Ed, but I think we're going to get the storm tonight.
We've not had one yet. Everybody in all the surrounding places has been watching it and doing them live on Facebook, and I'm like, we've not had anything.
It's not fair. It's not fair. It needs to happen to make it not so hot, doesn't it? It's just
that mugginess.
Mugginess. It is mugginess, humid. I've just got back from a really rather lovely meal, and I did the eat out to help out, and my kids had just walked in. I said, go take the dogs out while I'm going live.
You left the keys in the door.
Did I leave the keys in the door? I'm sorry. Thanks for grabbing them. And they all had a lovely meal, and it was really nice, but it took such a long time to get to us, so I missed Claire's side. Can you take his collar off, please, darling?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, but I got back in time for you, so that's good.
It is just ridiculously warm.
Yeah. So Ed and I have met in a MIb International group that we're doing. It's called Outrageously Visible. As you know, people that watch me knows I'm visible. I go live all the time. Now my dog's going to drink a bottle. No, he's not. My dog's going to drink a bowl of water now. He's really loud. I'm live. And one of our tasks is to go live on each other's groups. So this is what Ed's here for. She's going to tell you all about a really cool story. Perhaps you could tell us a bit about MIb International, how you got into that as well. And you're a crafter too.
So it all kind of intertwines and bounced off each other. It's a bit hard to separate each bit from each bit. So it'd been summer 2018, I was quite unwell. So I've got a few chronic conditions: Crohn's, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, anxiety, depression, so a bit of a medical write-off, and everything kind of all hit me like one big wave, which was when I discovered pyrography. So for those that don't know, pyrography is literally burning into wood. Everybody always thinks it's engraving, which anybody that does craft will say, no, it's not. So
Show us. Be the energy you want to attract. Oh, I like that. Very positive.
That's my favourite quote. So I was doing that, but as a hobby and kind of something to keep my brain ticking over. From there, I then decided that I couldn't cope with keep being unwell. And this really crazy lady called Kelsey kept bouncing about on my screen, going on about this coffee. And I was like, yeah, she's whacked out. Kept watching her, kept listening to her, and thought she was off her rocker. But then eventually tried a sample and decided I liked it. And at the same time as this, I'd kind of launched the crafting business, but it wasn't really going anywhere. Lots of things looking back that I know I did massively wrong. There was none of me on the page. It was literally, this is what I do, buy my stuff.
Yeah.
Made a big mistake.
We all start like that, though. We all do it.
But by the time I'd learned what I'd done wrong, I'd already fallen in love with the network marketing business that I then joined. So I kind of didn't do myself any favours. So now I do still do the pyrography, but I do it more as a hobby. And rather than mass making things and then selling them, I now just do it to order. So everything's completely unique, which for me it's better because like at Christmas, everybody ordered Christmas Eve boxes and I've made a couple and people just ordered them the same. But because they were all the same, I rapidly got quite bored of it. And I was like, I want to make something a little bit different. So by people ordering what they want and me making, like I've got a couple of big ones this week. I've got a casket to make for someone that she's done for her husband, but it's all unique patterns and things on it, which I think it's a lot better for them. It's a lot better for me. So they're getting a really personalised service. But as I say, I kind of killed that business before I really gave it a chance to start, because then I fell in love with the coffee that I started drinking, which then helped me health-wise. And
what's the coffee all about then? What does it tell us about what it does and what it is?
It's got 11 ingredients in it, which I am still 18 months later absolutely amazed by, because they're all natural things. So I expected it to have stimulants and things in because it helps with energy, helps with appetite suppressant, helps with weight management, stops your body craving sugar.
What does it?
The strangest thing with it.
Because you've lost a lot of weight, haven't you?
£77 now in total.
Tell me stone, I'm no good at pounds.
So I was 15 stone 6 and I'm now 10 stone 4.
What, you've lost 5 stone?
Over 5 stone, yeah. So I've gone from, you know, that wiggle that you do when you're trying to get your bum into jeans that don't quite fit. So I was busted for size 18, but I was like, I'm not buying a size 20. I was like, I just refused. And that's when I started with the coffee, and now I'm into a size 10. So I've literally like half.
That's
It is
amazing.
quite funny.
And obviously you've changed your diet as well. You eat normally?
Not still eat coffee. People in my group laugh because I share photos. Everybody says that. They're all like, you must have changed your diet. The only thing I've cut out of my diet, but I've now reintroduced it, I did cut bread out of my diet because with having Crohn's disease, my dad's got celiac disease and my mum's got IBS. So they'd said I was bound to end up with some dodgy condition with my bowels anyway. So I cut the bread out, which did help. But then when with drinking the coffee, I've slowly reintroduced it and it doesn't seem to affect me now. So it's been crazy. So I share a lot of pictures in my group when I have ice cream or half a bowl of trifle or
see, I am really eating.
Yeah, full bar of chocolate at 1 o'clock in the morning. The other day I found dairy milk with blueberries in. Didn't know it existed.
Oh, I've seen that. What's it like?
I love blueberries. That tastes nothing like blueberries. It was horrible. I was quite surprised because I live on blueberries,
I love
every morning.
blueberries. Vicky says,
Blueberries are really
give me that coffee. That's amazing. Well done. Hiya, Daniela. So what's this coffee called then? You got it? Show us.
This
Smart. What's it say?
smart coffee.
Smart coffee. And obviously you have to get that from somebody like yourself.
Yeah. If anybody wants to try it, we always have trial
Samples
packs available anyway. Yeah. So if anybody wants to try it from this, make sure you tell me that where you've come from. So you've come from the artisan page, and I'll do a trial pack cheapers just because. Thanks for jumping on and watching the live. Because normally
when we finish, put your link in the comments so people can check it out. Is it? Right, I don't drink coffee because I don't like it. Does it come in tea? Is that tea?
We now have it. No, we do have a tea as well, but it's a completely different product. So the coffee we also have in tablet form.
Oh.
But in my group, the crackers. So the people in my group have been making different recipes with the capsules because one person said that they were too big to swallow. And they are kind of like a large steroid. So now they've been doing different things. So they've been mixing them with fruit juice, making milkshakes, smoothies, and they're having a bit of a competition going in there who can make the most interesting thing. One lady literally empties the capsules into a cup of tea. I tried it, it wasn't for me. We do a tea as well, but that's completely different. So that's like these are designed to take on a morning and they do help with energy, whereas the tea's designed to take on a night. And we all now use the hashtag sleeping like a husband because
I've seen
literally
that. I've seen you write that.
Crazy.
See, I have a lot of the same illnesses as you. I have trouble with sleep and all the fibro, all the stuff that a lot of crafters have, to be honest, Yeah. Because a lot of crafters get sick and then they find something to be able to do, don't they?
Something to kind of either keep you busy or keep you ticking, isn't it, kind of thing. I didn't believe the coffee. When the lady that's now my upline in the business, when she kept going on about it, I was like, look, shut up. I said, I've got an A-level in biology and an A-level in chemistry. I was like, coffee does not do that. And like now it's a part of our story and we laugh and giggle about it because I tried it and then I didn't want to admit to her that I liked it. So rather than say, yeah, it did work actually, I was just like, yeah, send me the link. And that's kind of how it started. And then it's like quite funny. I only joined the business to make enough money to pay for the coffee because I was in a bit of a pants situation money-wise back then. We've been off work so much since.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, as long as I can earn a couple of quid, and then it just took off from there.
Oh, that's so cool. And then it was MIBber back then. Did that happen afterwards?
It all kind of, it's really weird because I was sat, after speaking with Leon, I was sat trying to pick apart what led to what event because it all appeared to happen quite fast. So last November, I won a ticket to Fraser Brooks Success Summit 3, which is a big thing in network marketing. And I was like, I don't think it's really for me, because network marketers are notoriously spammy.
Yeah.
There's all the inboxing
Yeah.
people, the hey babe messages in inbox. I was like, that's just not how I run my business, and I hate it. So my team are usually, they get told off sometimes. I'm like, no, we don't go around inboxing random
That's
people.
good to know, because they have. It's notorious, isn't it?
Horrible, and it gives network marketing a bad press. Incidentally, I run another group that's just for network marketers, that's just about to hit 1,000 members, and that's literally what we teach, that there are other ways to do it than the hey babe. Because why anybody would want to get thousands of rejection messages and have that bad press is beyond me.
Depressing.
So we teach.
I'd be really depressed by that. I would.
The number of people that must block and stuff, and I'm like, no, it just doesn't work. So I won a ticket to this event, and I was like, and it was quite expensive to go. So I was like, oh, I'll go just because I've won the ticket. And I thought, I might learn something. And which is where I saw Leona on stage. And I was just like, wow. And she was talking a lot about the power of communities and how to get yourself known for being you and not hiding behind your product. And I was like, that's exactly what I was trying to do, but not doing very effectively. So then I became a bit of a stalker and started stalking Leona big time.
That's what we do.
Yeah, just before we went into lockdown, there was they had their award ceremony, and they were looking for volunteers to go to the awards and kind of set things up. And I was like, that is a great way to get to the awards without actually having to be a part of it. 'Cause at this point, I'd only just joined and I wasn't doing anything big. Went, and I was just like, wow.
Whereabouts in the country was that, Ed?
It was in Leicester, but it was really funny because I live in Doncaster, and my best friend lives down in Coventry. She lives in Cambridge, and it was kind of in the middle. So we both went as volunteers. We got there a bit early because we both got anxiety, and we'd had bits of a panic about, it's going to be full of people and things like that. We got there really early, and it was in like an Art Deco style theatre, and I'll never forget for as long as I live. They let us all in. As Leona came to go through the door, the fire escape was locked, and this lady just said to us, she was like, no, we're closed. And I was like, that's the lady who's running the awards. And she was like, no, we're looking for Leona Burt. And I was like, that is Leona Burt. And then it was Leona and Heather. And I thought, Heather with a bright pink hair, and Leona, and they're both larger than life. And I thought, how could you not recognise these two ladies stood there? But it was just so comical. And it was so inspiring to watch them and listen to them, and the other women there talking about where they'd come from. And literally, I think it was about 1, 2 in the afternoon, me and my friend Becca went outside and went live on Facebook. I was like, right, that is it. We're going down this route. No more hiding. No more like pussyfooting around. I was like, let's go out there and do what we want to do and support other women. And then I took over the MIb Doncaster group. She's since took over the MIb Cambridge group. I'm also babysitting the Sheffield group, but only until they've got a leader to do that one. And then it's just kind of gone from there. So we've come across amazing people and helping people to kind of network and get their stories out. And
because that's what it's all about.
People that, and I think it's kind of educating people that, you have got a really good product, but there's also the person behind the product. And if you don't build that kind of know, like, and trust in you, the product will kind of fall flat.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to do. So if people don't know a lot about, I'm going to say MIBA because it's obviously changed now, but I didn't have a lot to do with it, to be honest. I just saw this course, and that's when I'm just sort of finding out myself. I'm just finding my feet of who's in who, because I haven't, the last couple of years I've been building up Partisan, writing a book, and been really working in my business and on it, and now it's time I worked on it. And so it was a couple that built up an amazing network, wasn't it? And it blew up really huge, didn't it? It grew very fast.
In a couple of years, the Facebook group is now just about to hit 62,000.
Incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible.
So it's grown huge. We're in America, we're all over Europe, we've got
Australia. Yeah, I've seen that. So I'm getting a bit of a feel for it. But now it's just Leo. Get my teeth around that. Leona on her own, and obviously I've seen her probably go live a couple of times a week in our group, and she's really, really knowledgeable, and I'm getting a lot from it. And do you think they'll go back to having, after Corona, will they go back to having the one-to-one, not one-to-one, the face-to-face?
Yeah, some of the leaders are doing face-to-face meetings. It's kind of dependent. So I'm not, because I'm not doing face-to-face in my day job. So I can't do
No.
it for that. I'll get myself into trouble. So we're doing them online. Like my next one's actually Leona Burton's the guest speaker at, because she's just incredible. So I was like, Leona, will you actually do our event? And she agreed to do
Oh,
that at the start
brilliant.
of next month. So I was like, of all the people to get. But yeah, so when we go back to face-to-face ones, they're all over the country. There's a little map where you can see where your local one is. But literally, if you type into Facebook, it's just MIb International, and then wherever you live, or the nearest kind of town or city if you live in somewhere quite secluded. There is literally just about one everywhere. If there isn't one, you can always post in the main MIB group and just say, where's the nearest one to me? Because of the way that the company split, and then we have to kind of start again and rebuild the group. Some places don't have a leader yet, so we're slowly.
I find it fascinating of how amazingly well it is, and it's all mums, isn't it, and all women coming together, and I just think it's awesome. So I suppose that's been really good for you.
Yeah, it's been brilliant, and there's always people around that can kind of support. So it means no matter what anybody's question is, in the groups, there's always somebody that can advise. So it might be finance, tax, the record keeping, things about visibility, places to share stuff about Etsy. So there's all different things, and there's literally people from all different walks of life. So there's people that are like 5-figure income earners, right down to people that are just starting, say, doing. There's a lot of resin craft coming up at the minute, we've noticed. So there's people that are just starting with that. So there's literally from one end of the spectrum right to the other. It's good because everybody just mucks in and helps each other.
Yeah, it's incredible, and I think Leona's done amazingly since what happened to pull it all back
Yeah.
in and get you all back together again, isn't it?
And literally, I think it took 4 days before we were like, right, it's all gone, and now we're just going to rebuild. And we just literally went out there, and the vast majority of people did come over with Leona, because when it all went heat on, we kind of had two sides, and it was like, right, we know which way we're going. So a couple of people didn't move, but because the majority did, we just kind of went from there. And luckily, the group was hers anyway,
Yeah.
so there was no issue with the group. So the main group stayed, and we put
I
out.
think that's the first live I've seen is when, I don't know why, it just popped on, something's just popped up. I must have been in the group, but you could be in loads of groups and not see anything. And I saw her live, and she was quite emotional. I was like, oh, and it sort of dragged you in a little bit. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to check out. And then I saw the horse, and I thought, oh, that's really good. I'm going to do that. It's been really enjoyable. It's coming to the end now, isn't it?
Yeah, the emotional one would have been right at the start. There was a couple of like quite raw lives, but obviously she didn't really have any choice. There was like 60,000 women waiting to kind of hear what was going on, and obviously what has gone on behind the scenes is probably so much more than what anybody actually knows, and it was heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, it's just, she's one strong lady, mind.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I call her Bossy Burton all the time. I'm just like, what's the Bossy Burton? But she's also, as much as she's got like 62,000 women in that in a group, like on Monday, I sent her a message on Facebook. 12 minutes later, she'd reply. Oh no, it wouldn't let her reply. So she posted on my Facebook wall something about, hey, lovely lady, can't message you back, but you've got this.
Oh.
So then I messaged her again with my number, and I was like, if you want to WhatsApp me, and she was straight on WhatsApp. So as soon as you need her, she's always there to support everybody else, even though she's kind of got these thousands of other people to help, and she's running this global business now. She's still there to help everybody else.
So normal.
She doesn't ever forget her roots.
Yeah, absolutely normal. She's got 5 kids like I have, hasn't she? And she's absolutely normal. Absolutely cool.
5 kids, homeschooling them all, and just rocking it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep following you guys. I'll probably see if I can find a group near me actually to join.
They're all up and down the country, like I do the Doncaster one, but because everybody's doing online stuff now, everybody's kind of in each other's groups and helping out anyway. Like that's why I got the owner to do the next one, because the next one that she's doing for me is about kind of time management and getting, well, it's called time management and getting your done, because that's what people in the group were struggling with. And it's like, how do we manage when you're trying to balance being a mum, running a business? Obviously, there's a lot of people that have been a mum, run a business, and have a day job. kind of about managing all that. And what we usually do is we'll post in the group and ask people kind of what they're struggling most with, and then we'll go and find somebody that can do a talk on that.
That's ace. Absolutely ace. That's what it's all about, helping each other, isn't it?
Well, that's the other bit we do at the meetings, as well as having the guest speaker and a little Q&A session with them. Everybody also has a chance to share them and their business, so it kind of gets everybody a bit more visibility.
I'd imagine.
And then we usually share them around.
Let's see, I don't think we've got any questions or anything. But I'd imagine everyone's heard of MIB or now MIb International. That's what I need to get my... Vicky says. Me too. And I think everybody does, Vicky. I think everybody needs or has.
It's hard now, and now more than ever when the kids have been off school for what feels like a decade.
It is a decade.
Everything's just madness, isn't it?
It is. It's been a hell of a funny year, hasn't it? A very long year. And I think, I'm hoping when the kids go back to school, things will just start settling down and that virus is going to, stay away.
We can hope.
We can hope.
It's just been a strange issue. When we first went into lockdown, people were doing all T-shirts and things, and they were like 2020 the year when, and I thought they'll be over soon. And now I'm like, it's 2020 the year where we literally lost so far half a year.
I know, that's crazy, isn't it?
It's just like we've been told in my day job, we've been told the office won't be up until at least Christmas now, and I'm like, whoa, I'm like not going to be in for a year.
Wow. So you're working from home?
We've cancelled our passes, so we can't actually get back in the building either.
So you do all your work from home?
I've been working from home since 2 weeks before we went into official lockdown.
Gosh, such a long time.
I've been as far as the Aldi and B&Q. That's about it.
Yeah, I ain't going for it. This is the first time I went out tonight this year, probably.
I'll tell you that, I did go out last week. We had a socially distanced team meeting. 9 of us took the whole of this floor up to socially distance. I was like, this is just madness.
Nice to see each other, though, probably.
Yeah, it was, even though they were like the other end of the room. It was a bit strange. But it was good to catch up with people because nobody's seen anybody other than like everybody's lived their life through a computer.
Really weird feeling.
My granddad, I'll never forget when I was really little, saying something about we will all live online and it'll be like cyber world, and I was it's like I'm like, it's actually happened. I was like, I don't remember the last time I spoke to somebody in person.
Crazy. I saw something on Facebook the other day that was about Mad Max. It was in 2021. It's like, God.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
It is.
All we need is like zooming trainers and flying around.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Someone to bring it.
Back to the future.
Someone to do it.
It's just weird world.
So tell us what your businesses are called, and then, like I said, you can put the links in the comments. People can check you out. Go find your coffee.
So I'll have to bring it up on my phone because I can never remember the name of my group because I made it sillily long and that won't let me shorten it. So my coffee group is called Coffee, Tea and More, Mum's Healthy Online Cafe, Weight Loss and Energy with Ed. Far easier way, if you go to my personal profile, you can just find me on there. It's far easier.
Yeah.
So just type Edwin Clark into
And
Facebook
just copy and paste it in the
way.
comments as well. That is a long name.
Yeah. There was a method behind the madness of how to name Facebook groups and things. And then my Pyro group has got another equally long name. So it's Personalised Gifts, Photo Props and Small Business Support with Edwina. So we did some training ages ago about a group name should be what you sell.
Yeah, that's true.
Who you sell it to and who runs the group. And then it made the group names really long.
No, that is true. And to be fair, you only really need the link and you click on it. Not many people really search for groups, do they? Unless it's sometimes it's popped up on Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah, when you get that
suggestions. Yeah. So
that's usually once people have got a group to kind of over 1,000, then Facebook massively gives you a
shout
out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, once you hit that magic 1,000 number, Facebook then sees that your group's worth something. Very nice of them, isn't it, to give it a number?
We've got nearly 800 in our crafting group, so we need to get a couple of 100 in there, don't I?
Sometimes it's better to have a small group. Like all of my groups are over 1,000 now, and sometimes it's harder because then if you post something and then you know there's 1,000 people have seen it and that haven't replied, then it's a bit harder. You think, what did I do there?
Oh, yeah.
But it is good. Once your groups, I find that my groups, as they've grown and people have shared it more, it then grows quicker and quicker and quicker. But then it grows arms and legs and it starts doing its own thing, and it's a bit harder to reel back in as well sometimes.
You're doing all right,
But
aren't you? Because
sometimes
you've got a full-time job, kids as well, haven't you?
Yeah, too.
And your businesses. It's mad.
And the free networking groups.
Mad. We like to keep
Scheduling is a godsend. Literally, I sit on a
Sunday.
weekend with a couple, literally, with a sheet to schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So whatever 15 times 7 is, my maths is appalling.
I
That's
can't
how
do
many
that.
how many posts I have to do in a week.
15 times 7.
Yeah. Because I am running my coffee group, my pyro group, MIb Doncaster group, MIb Sheffield group, but that'll go soon, that once we've got a leader. MLM Hangout, which is a group just for network marketers. Then I've got the Instagram for my coffee business, my pyro business, the MLM Hangout business, and then my personal Facebook and my personal Instagram, which I don't schedule. And then it's like people say, "You don't put anything on your stories today." I'm like, I forgot.
You know
And
what?
I've got all the other things.
I thought I had it hard.
But Instagram's not so bad because all I do is I schedule it on Facebook.
And then it'll pop over.
Facebook tells Instagram to do it. So all I have to do, well, if I remember, is go over and drop some more hashtags on it. But I usually forget. So the posts don't do as well on there. But to me, the page is kind of, if it happens, and if it doesn't. Because I think, to me, the beauty is inside Facebook groups, without a doubt.
Yeah. I'm a
Pages are
Facebook.
page.
I'm definitely Facebook. Over
And the fun is all inside the groups, I find. So while the page is good for getting new people to see it, to me, I kind of treat it a bit like a funnel, and everything goes back to the fun inside the groups.
Yeah.
So like in my pyro group at the minute, they're having a challenge where each morning I just put a word up and they drop whatever they want on it. So there's people putting products, photos, gifts, all sorts of things.
Oh, that's cool.
So that ticks that over this month and gives everyone a chance to share their business as well.
We're doing, in my membership group, we're doing Instagram challenge, like the Meet the Maker stuff and all. And that'll be for a couple of weeks. It's good for engagement over there, and it's trying to do everything and being everywhere all the time, which is impossible, to be fair.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, something has to give, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I also think, like you said, if you schedule and stuff, at least you can do the little, the basics of everywhere. It needs, you need to do as best as you can, really. But you also need to breathe and live as well.
Oh yeah, I don't have time for breathing. Like people say to me, when do you sleep? I'm like, luckily, the tea knocks me out every other night and the coffee wakes me up every morning. Otherwise, I don't know how I would function.
That is so cool. I'm going to have a look into it because I really struggle with sleep.
It literally knocks my out. So my oldest has got Asperger's. She's just started her own business on Facebook as well. But we've had she's up all night. And I'm just like, please sleep. Because with that, she has it at like 10 o'clock and she's out like a light.
Wow. I should try it myself. I've got an autistic boy, and he's the reason why I've got the business I have, because I made him a product to help him sleep. And he sleeps fine most of the time. But I'm still in that sort of like space where I just can't sleep. And with fibro gives you pain. And arthritis, it's just like, oh my God.
It all knocks onto each other, doesn't it? You end up awake, so then because you haven't slept, you're worse the next day. And I think that's what happened in like the summer, plus the stress of being a social worker just massively knocked everything. I was like, there's just nothing left of me to give.
Yeah, you're done, and I
was just like proper burnout. Horrible thing.
But that's good though, your products.
I was the biggest skeptical. I was like, shut up, you're crackers. I was like, there's no way coffee can help people. And she'd seen how unwell I was with my Crohn's. And then she was like, Ed, just give it a try. And I was like, it's coffee. Coffee does not fix things. But like back then, I was still in the mindset of eventually because I was on about 37 pills a day back then. I was like, some of these tablets have to work. And then the only thing they'd found, I've got a degenerative spinal condition as well that I forgot. So the painkillers I was on for that were that bad that I couldn't drive because I was on high-end opiates. And I was like, I need to drive to get to work.
Yeah.
So I used to have to drive to the office and then take it, and then I'd be sat in the office like, completely near-used to man the beast. And I was like, I just can't function like this. So in the end, I tried it to shut her up, and I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is absolute. I lost days just researching all the ingredients because I was like, this cannot possibly happen. I was like, it's got to be a fluke.
It's not, obviously.
Proper strange. Still mesmerises me now, 18 months later. I'm like, just wow.
And is it... What's the word I'm looking for? Is there a lot of people that use it? I take it.
I've got 200 customers of my own.
Have you?
So
wow.
There's just hundreds of thousands of people on it.
And that's UK based?
Both with UK and USA. So in the UK, we've got the coffee, the capsules, and the tea. But in America, they've got hot chocolate.
Oh, I love hot chocolate.
We had it up until May last year, but it had a stimulant in it that athletes in England aren't allowed to take. And people had got wind that they weren't allowed to take it, and we were like, yeah, but they're not allowed to take codeine either because that's a banned in athletic terms. Anyway, it all got blown out of proportion, and our CEO just like, look, just pull it. If people are going to say that the stimulant, and obviously because America's rules are different to ours, we just pulled it. Then when we brought the coffee and the capsules back, we never got the hot chocolate back, and we were like, whoa.
And I want the hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate.
I've got some of the old one left, but it went out of date in March. I found it the other day, sachets of it, and I was like, oh my God. But that is really strong because it's got the old stimulant in, and the new one, I was like, whoa, you can tell the difference. I was like, it's mad. But they've also got a Sweet Dreams CBD oil as well that's got melatonin in. Literally, somebody brought me from that. Oh, I tried. I was out for 12 hours. I was like, normally I sleep 3 hours.
That's what I get, 2, 3.
Like, it's absolutely amazing. But again, because it's got melatonin in it, we will probably never have it here.
But, you know, the people do use melatonin over here. Like I said, Zach used to have it, and it didn't... I think it only worked a couple of times with him.
Yeah, it didn't really work. Ariana had it for a while, and it was really sporadic. And then, obviously, as she got older, they're like, oh, no, we prescribe it to little kids. And I'm like, but it's a natural thing your body makes. I'm like, how can you only prescribe to some and not to others?
Yeah.
But it's the same with anything, isn't it? I think our medical side of things is pushed into prescribing medication rather than exploring better alternatives.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, it is. It's just take all this. I mean, the amount of meds I've been on, it's made me gain weight. You lose yourself in this bloody big crap of medication, don't you?
Well, I actually, when I went last time, they were doing my blood testing, and they're like, you're getting better. And I took some samples of it with me, and I was like, here, there you go. You try it and see how it makes you feel. I was like, because I'm sick of you not listening to me trying to tell you what it is. I was like, if it works for me, you'd think they'd be glad that the amount of tablets I was
There's many making. If more people the sick, there's more money the government makes.
Yeah, sadly, that's what. When we get customers, obviously, we're not allowed to give medical advice, and I'll say to them, look, we can't medically advise. I can put you in touch with people that have got whatever condition it is. It's like diabetes is a big one at the minute for us because it stabilises your blood sugar. It's really weird when people try the coffee, they put sugar in it as they would a normal coffee, and then they say, oh, it's too sweet. I'm like, try it without sugar, and they'll be saying, but I always have sugar in my coffee. I'm like, there's something in the coffee that stops your body craving sugar. So it then means when you do have sugar, it tastes really sweet. Like I used to have my coffee with 3 sugars, and now I don't even drink normal coffee with any sugars in either. Because I only have one of these a day, the rest of the day I drink normal coffee. And I'm like, just try it. And when they try it, they're like, you're right. I'm like, I know. It's just like magic. I'm like, you've got to try it and trust the process.
And how long does it take you to have an effect?
Me,
or anyone, really?
I felt almost different people feel at different times. It's really weird. So some people take around 14 days is usually what we see and feel it by then. For it to start actually people losing weight and things. But there's a lot of people on it that don't want to lose weight. So what we say to them is keep your calorie intake higher because it does suppress your appetite. So you have to kind of remind them people, no, look, the best thing to do is still eat, even though you don't feel as hungry. Otherwise, you will start losing weight. And some people don't want to lose weight. They're already quite thin anyway. Although I have had customers that have been dangerously underweight and they'll say to me, I want it for the energy. And I'm like, no, look, I really strongly would advise you don't take it because if you lose any more weight, you're going to be like borderingly ill. obviously it is a personal choice thing. But with me, I'd lost £40 in the first 3 months, so it just fell off.
What's that in stone?
But
I'm so crap with
pounds,
that.
3 stone.
In how many?
In 3 stone in the first 4 months. The first 3
3
months,
stone.
I'd lost 50. Yeah, it fell off at first. Then it slowed down. Then I swapped from the coffee onto the capsules and started losing again. Then went into lockdown and I put half a stone back on. But I've since lost that one, so I was like, no, Edwina, you don't need to, because the fridge is literally here, right at the side of me, and this is where I sit working.
Oh, is it?
And I'm like, the amount of times I open that fridge to look in it, even if there isn't anything in there for me to eat. So luckily we've got 2 fridges. We've got the milks in this one, and we've got another one that has the dog food. I have to keep chocolate in with the dog food just to stop picking at it.
I'm a chocolate lover, see. I don't know what.
Not even that big a fan of it. I actually prefer savoury
Yeah.
stuff because it's
I'm sweet tooth.
Greek.
Oh god, I'm not that bothered with savoury. I just love sweet stuff.
With me, it's crisps. I'm horrendous. Anything crunchy, I'm like, I have to eat it. But with the coffee, everybody's different. It's really weird. Like some people, the coffee and the capsules are identical, other than one's got actual coffee beans in, and the capsules have got slightly more caffeine in. But some people lose weight better on one than another. Really does not make any sense at all.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I am gonna have to check it out. Being that I don't sleep and I got all the similar illnesses to you as well. But like I said, I don't drink coffee because I don't like it. I don't drink tea either. I drink like a fruit.
It's like a herbal tea, not a normal
that's what I drink. I drink like fruit tea.
Yeah, it's got a slight lemon taste
to
it. Things that people either seem to love or hate. Like I love it and I drink it hot. My daughter loves it, but she'll only drink it cold. Don't like it hot. And my other half adds it to fruit juice, like mixes it with.
If I had the tea, it'd just be once a day.
Yeah, everything's once a day. So I have the coffee every morning, but the tea you're only supposed to take like 15 nights in a month. So I have it every other night, which most of my customers have it every other night. And then we've got a little WhatsApp chat where we remind each other whether it's tea night or not. And it's like, no, it's tea night.
So if I had the tea, I'd have to have the capsules every other day type instead of.
No, both in the same day.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. I'm gonna check it out. Put your link in, and I'm gonna have a look at it.
Do. Because the work completely different, you can do, but you can have up to 2 of the coffee or the capsules a day, but very few people do. The only people I know that do that are people that are wanting to lose weight super quick, and I'm like, to me, it's too quick.
Yeah.
But then I suppose it depends on disposable income as well. Some people just want to throw loads of money and do it really fast, whereas other people would rather. Because for me, it wasn't. Now it's not about the weight loss for me. Now it's about keeping myself going and not having the Crohn's flare up, and then the fibre, and then the fatigue all. And because they all intertwine that's a good word, intertwine. Because they all intertwine with each other. Once one starts, they all try and come in at the same time.
Yeah, I've tried.
Just not.
I think I've tried most things out there. You know, all like the 1-to-1 and the Atkins and when it was, and. I'll tell you what, I've tried it all, and I have never been able to keep anything off since I've been ill. I used to be slim before I was ill, but
I wasn't slim, but I was only like a size 12, and then once I'd had the kids and then Crohn's started, just being on steroids, I was like, no, I'm not taking these steroids anymore. I was like, they're doing nothing for me, and they were making me ill as well. So I was catching colds all the time, and I was like, never caught colds.
Yeah, it brings down your immune system.
Steroids are just horrible, nasty things out there.
We've been on nearly 40 minutes.
No way.
And we've kept everybody watching us. We're all still on. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, say them now.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Although I think I'm usually asking quite a lot as we go. But like I said, you'll put the comments below. I'm boiling still. Are you? What is the time?
Yeah, I've just been live in another MIB group because we're weirdly, as well as being the leader for my group, I'm guest speaking in another MIB group about social media and how to network, how to use Facebook groups to their full potential for network marketers. And that group's got a lot of network marketing. But that's what I just said on the live in there. I was like, right, it's getting dark. I was like, but it's not getting any cooler. I'm going to look what temperature is it now.
So
it's still 8 degrees.
How many?
No, it's not. It's just updated 22. That is ridiculous for this time of night.
It is. I'm going to need to go and get my kids settled down and try and get into bed. We've got fans everywhere. Obviously, I'm in my kitchen. Well, not obviously, but I'm in my kitchen. This is the only room we haven't got a flipping fan in.
Oh, it's the dog that's driving us, trying to keep the dog cool.
It's hard work, isn't it?
Well, she's disabled, so she can't actually move to do anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any noise, doesn't bark, doesn't wag. It sounds awful, doesn't it? Doesn't really wag her tail, so she can't tell you when she's too hot. So we have to keep checking it, because I'm like, no, if she gets too hot, and I'm not sure whether she knows to pant properly to kind of cool down.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the dogs. They can't go out and they get hot. Molly cut mine today. Well, it's her dog. We've got a pom. So furry, so fluffy. She's done a really good job. He's like been shorn now.
One of my friends has got I think it's a Bedlington Terrier, but I won't swear to it. Normally it looks like a teddy bear, and then she's just sent me a picture because she's had it all cut off because of the heat, and I was like, you've ruined the dog. I was like, it looked like a really cute teddy bear, and now, whereas it was a ginger teddy bear, now it's just like an orange, really strange looking thing with no fur.
Yeah, that is what baby looks like. He's laid on the kitchen floor and he's just like, it's usually really fluffy pom, but no. Got to be done in this heat. It went up to 38 degrees in my town today. 38 degrees.
Actually, I wonder what it went up to here. I don't say what it went up to. But to still be 22, it's not even going to get any colder according to this. It's going to drop to 21 and then start going back up again.
What, tonight?
Yep.
Oh, that's something to look forward to, everybody. You're going to have a really crap night's sleep, so you need to go and get Ed's coffee.
Tomorrow looks like it's going to be the same, 27 degrees.
Mad.
There ain't even a cool day. Not one day for the next week does it look like it's going to get below 20.
Mad.
And if it was winter, we'd be whinging Monday.
Yeah.
It'd be like, it's too
Yeah. But I think once it gets to about 38, it's unbearable, isn't it? It's hard work.
Well, somebody put a post the other day and they said, do you prefer it hot or cold? And I was like, in winter, I prefer it hot. And in summer, I prefer it cold.
Can't have it.
So like that makes no sense. I was like, that is actually true though. I'm like, I don't like being too hot, and then
I don't like being too cold. I like the heat. It's just not this hot. It's sweltering. Right.
It is too warm.
I need to get my kids sorted in the shower and get to bed. Bless them. Thanks ever so much for coming on and telling us all about what you do and MIb International and all the other bits you do. Busy lady.
Yep, thank you very much.
And I'll see you soon anyway. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.